So it is Friday morning, and I'm supposed to be getting ready to go back on my trip to China for about 3 weeks. And there is an issue though, because I did some research and apparently a normal VPN can't bypass the firewall. Now, what I mean is that if you guys never been to China, is that every single app is pretty much blocked there, right? So it will be really suck to just go there for 3 weeks and not have access to YouTube to upload every single day and do anything else on there, right? So I have to get that shit sorted out before I leave. But I can't be too stressed about it also if shit just doesn't work out. But I am going to get it worked out. Why? Because I just can't go there for 3 weeks and not have access to YouTube, right? Because that's totally ridiculous. But apart from that, I'm gonna get some hot water in me because I'm freaking cold, as you guys can probably hear from my trembling voice. But after that, I'm gonna go hit my last tricep, chest, and shoulder session. Start packing because I haven't. Last minute person, talk about procrastination. But after that, I'll keep you guys updated. It's gonna be a crazy day just because of how far I have pushed things to the last minute. But first things first, go to the gym, have an amazing workout, drain myself, be sore for the next 24 hours, and I'll see you guys in a bit. So guys, gym was great. Not the best session because I didn't become stronger or whatnot, but I finished it and I'm excited because I finished packing. I finished packing my food. Yes, I did some meal prep for the day, 5 package, because why would you just ruin your progress or cut your diet because you are on holidays, right? It doesn't make sense to me. So I'm gonna stay consistent and still do things to improve myself. I'm gonna still read, I'm gonna still meditate, I'm gonna still code, and hopefully when I'm aboard, I'll form the habits that I had been avoiding simply because I am in this, environment that had conduced me to self-sabotage. So maybe that is an opportunity I could take to kind of hit my reset button and form a habit before I come back, right? That is going to be the goals, but I didn't pack more than this because, I highly doubt you can get this through the border. So, what really confuses me? You see, in the book, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, it says that to change yourself without relying on external factors is to be vulnerable, is to admit to yourself what you wouldn't to other people, is to understand what you're truly afraid of, what you are running away from. And I don't understand this. It's because it sounds too easy to be true. Is it true that if we are just vulnerable, if we just be honest with ourselves, that all our problems will just go away? And to be honest, after some brief thought, I think that may be the truth, guys, and I say that there are some doubts is because I don't think I have actually been honest to myself that much lately. I say that I am an open book, I say that I am honest, but through our honesty, or at least through my honesty, we all have this story, right? This excuse that we have made for ourselves, right? This story that shields us from the true reason why we aren't doing the things we want to do. An example I'll give you is that, I don't need a girlfriend. I don't need a girlfriend, or I don't need to go on dates, right? And my story is that, well, I'm too busy, right? I'm too busy and I probably won't have time to go on these days. I probably won't, be free to go out and take care of this special individual, right? And this is the story I tell to myself. And you can see how this story can be so self-smoothing, right? Because in a way, you are not admitting to yourself why it is that you are not finding this relationship. And yes, all the stories we say or make up has some truth in it, right? The truth is, yes, maybe I don't have time. But I don't have time is because I have told myself and reinforced this story so many times that I had beguiled myself into believing that I truly don't have time to date. But when you look deep down and really figure out why is it that I don't want to go on dates, it's simply because I'm afraid of the awkwardness. I'm afraid of small talk. I'm afraid of, what if this person has no interest in me? What if I don't like this person? Like, how do I end the date, etc.? And this all comes down to inexperience, right? And by shielding yourself from your truth, right? By not being vulnerable and by living in this facade surrounded and created by your own story, you are shielding yourself, yes, from your own pain and fear. But when you shield yourself from fear and pain, what you are also doing is you're hiding and shielding yourself from improving in that area. Because by not admitting to yourself why it is that you don't like to do something, you are also not going to get better at doing it. So I guess I can come to see line to line as to why, right, Dr. Joe says here that to not rely on external environments, that we have to be honest with ourselves. We have to live without this facade. We have to be someone who we do not display to other people. We have to be honest. And by doing so, he does not mean that you may just change automatically, that you'll just become great and that I'll, go out and sleep around like a player, right? He doesn't say that. But he does say things will change. And I'm saying he's saying that things will change because I think that over time, as you are becoming more honest and authentic to live as yourself, to embrace your own fears, then I think over time you'll start to realize that there's nothing really holding me back from starting a relationship, right? There's nothing holding me back from taking the risk to start a business or spending some time and do something productive with my life rather than just watch TV. I think what he's saying is when you realize that this is something that you choose not to do and you start to believe you have the time, that you have the abilities and you have the skill sets to do something, then you will start to do it. Because deep down inside, we all want it, right? We all want a partner. We all want to be wealthy. We all want to be free. But we make up this story to shield ourselves from our own vulnerabilities. And by not being vulnerable, we are not finding the problem we can solve. So it is just crazy to think about that we may have thought that we are honest, that we may have thought that we have been true to ourselves because we are not trying to fake it for anyone. But maybe we haven't looked deep enough. Maybe we all had stopped in the moment where our own story has satisfied our reason to not try. And perhaps our story or your story may sound so real to you that it had fooled you into believing that that is the truth. But we all make up something to shield ourselves from our own shame, pain, and regrets. So if you want something, and you deep down inside, you still have that desire, but every single time you look deep down to change your own behaviors, your own story stops you, then I suggest you guys look deeper. Maybe that isn't the true reason why you don't get it. Right? Maybe you want to go out and meet people. Maybe you want to go out and find a business partner. Maybe you want to, right, take steroids or that's a bad example, but you want to just do something that you truly desire. But something or someone is stopping you. And that's most likely yourself. So guys, I just want to say that I am so happy that I was able to use this content that I streamed today on my mother's laptop, because this has saved everything. Because that means I could use this camera, that means I could do something with the content I make, which means that there's still hope. There's still hope. I didn't just waste money for no reason. But obviously this means I have to bring 2 laptops aboard. which isn't an issue because at this point, this is like trifling matter, right? This doesn't really matter. I can record, and that's wonderful. It's gonna be amazing 3 weeks with you guys, with me, into a foreign country, which I haven't been back for a long time. It is going to be exciting, but furthermore, I'm more excited with the fact that I'll be distancing myself, right, into this new place to experience a new culture, well, and familiar culture, and to have this time to just heal myself, right, from all these distractions and destructive habits I have habitualized, and I mean heal, and I do mean heal. I'm going to re-heal myself. It's going to be amazing, and I'm going to bring you guys along with me, which is even more exciting. But with that said, this is where I want to end it off because I'm going to go catch the flight in a few hours, and the last thing, no internet there, so I'm going to upload and stuff. But either way, guys, tomorrow will be intense. We'll be on a long hour flight. We'll be redirecting, and hopefully I won't be able to, hopefully I will, right, upload tomorrow, and hopefully everything works out. So, that being said, I'll catch you guys then. Good night.